Ethiopia, the second most populous country in Africa, with around 104 million people, is becoming one of the fastest growing economies in the world, among less developed countries. Ethiopia is historically an agricultural country, but has been working to sustain their newfound growth by expanding their economy through foreign direct investment and industrial parks. Though in the past there have been obstacles that have been presented by the government in terms of foreign investment, most namely a high interference of the state in the economy, difficulties with land acquisition, high transaction costs, and strict foreign exchange controls. In recent years, Ethiopia has been making efforts to improve its investment environment by reducing taxes, establishing an Ethiopian Investment Commission, and by abolishing foreign direct investment related restrictions. And this is prompting the development of multiple industrial parks. In an article posted by the Ethiopian Herald, economist Dr. Kibir Gina states that since 2014, Ethiopia's foreign direct investment has doubled due to the new government policies and strategies, as well as the extensive development of infrastructure. Looking at these new policies, we see that the Ethiopian government is implementing a series of growth and transformation plans that intend to lead them into the middle income status by 2025. The goal is to build an additional 30 industrial parks to increase their manufacturing output from 5 to 20%.
The current foreign direct investment and economic growth in Ethiopia has propelled the nation's economy into the early part of what economists call the takeoff stage regarding economic development. This stage tends to be a period of 2 to 3 decades of economic growth that culminate in the formation of a self-sustaining economy. With foreign direct investment from China totaling $4 billion this year, Ethiopia is on the right track to becoming what some are calling the African version of China. The recent increase in foreign direct investment has put Ethiopia on the map as a potential goldmine for companies specializing in products such as textiles and leather goods. But in order to capitalize on the increased interest in the nation's economy, the Ethiopian government should focus on the following: the continued development of industrialization and infrastructure, the development of the private sector, and the development of a more skilled labor force. The continued focus on infrastructure will help to move Ethiopia towards a more export-based economy by allowing easier flow of goods from one country to the next. As of 2018, Ethiopia operates with a trade deficit of $14.7 billion due to the nation's lack of exports and abundance of imports. With more established infrastructure, Ethiopia can develop transportation methods that allow for easier and increased exportation of goods. The increase in exports will generate more profit, allowing the nation to decrease the trade deficit and move toward creating a trade surplus. A continued focus on industrialization will also aid in minimizing the trade deficit by helping shift the nation towards a less agriculturally focused economy. By doing so, Ethiopia can transition its economic focus into a more stabilized industry such as textiles. This shift will reduce the reliance on agriculture-based cash flows, which are high risk due to the nation being plagued with periodic drought, soil degradation, and deforestation. However, the development of a booming textile industry will still support the nation's agricultural industry through the necessary production of cotton while also shifting the nation towards a more stable economy. Additionally, the development of Ethiopia's textile industry will stimulate the need for and transition to a more skilled labor force. The development of a highly skilled labor force is important for the establishment and development of continued cash flows in more profitable industries such as technology and renewable energy, both of which have a promising future in the Ethiopian economy due to the nation's weather conditions, cost of labor, and low barriers to entry. By working towards developing the labor force in more skilled industries, Ethiopia can initiate the move toward becoming a more developed nation and gain a platform in the world economy. The development of the technology and renewable energy industries will also help stimulate private sector growth. Focusing on the private sector is crucial for continued economic success due to its promotion of economic growth through investment, employment, and business creation. The Ethiopian government should focus on the creation of public-private partnerships, as these partnerships allow for the steady growth in the private sector without relinquishing too much control to private corporations. The development of these public-private partnerships is to be used as a stepping stone in private sector growth until the economy is strong enough to support itself without the intervention of governmental bodies. Overall, Ethiopia has seen unparalleled economic growth in the past decade, especially relating to foreign direct investment. And as the nation continues to grow, it will be tasked with identifying some potential cash inflows like the ones mentioned today, while also establishing foreign trade policies to support their growing economy.